So down there.
Yes, and that might be Daniel.
Oh, Daniel's on, okay. Oh, that's right, he was gonna resume, wasn't he? No, that's for something else.
Oh, man.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna stay muted unless you need me.
Can you see us?
Yep, I can see you.
I just know we had an issue with our last recording. It somehow got pinned to the wrong thing, so.
Nope, I can hear you and see you just fine.
Okay.
All right.
I don't need this.
All right, so. Tonight we're gonna hit on public works. So. Which sheet do we want to start with first, or?
Yeah, so basically I'll just kind of run down real quick. We've got all the public work stuff in here, the departments for Kane. Kane's gonna kind of go through each one. We'll talk a little bit about them and let Kane kind of lead the discussion. We've gone through and talked about these various departments. A lot of this, again, this is just a build up off of his CIP plan that he presented the last time and moving forward with that. So, yeah, if we don't get through them all today, that's perfectly fine. We got tomorrow as well. But what you're gonna see in the email, the attachments, so I sent out, and they're also available online here, the budget footnotes for each department. And basically what that does is it shows a breakdown of what goes into each expenditure. If there are certain things that need to be noted, you know, if you like the snow and ice thing, we have 3-year contracts, so that's the price there. Salaries, or if there's projects, things like that, we're gonna hit on those, and those will be there to just kind of help show, you know, this is a lot of what this is going for. Now, obviously, like when it comes to tools and equipment, we're not gonna break down every single tool and item. We don't have that. This is just more of a general overview as to where that's at. When we do get into it, there are some things, as we know, we've been working with the committees as well, especially when it comes to the parks and trails. There are certain requests to be in the budget for that. A lot of those requests are going to, the ones that pertain to the 100 fund have been put in here. And then there's certain things where there's been brought up for the 425 CIP. That'll get covered at the end. We're gonna go over all the CIP requests in one area, in one budget, so we can show, okay, these are the requests that were put in. That money will come out of the general fund. It'll be part of the general fund, but it's a yet to be determined number because depending on the project and what we've got going on, you know. So with that, I think we just start with the first one there, which is the 4,300, the
Public Works.
Public Works, which is basically just
On page 12, I think. 20.
page 12, where you can do the breakdown.
3,
I'm looking at the individual breakdown.
Which one are you on now?
what's that?
The 43, I got 43,004. Which one you got?
4,300, 43,000.
Page
40,
12 of 23 is, I think, is the first one.
43,000 Public Works, okay.
Oh, your
Well,
little
you-
full memo thing. I'm
You saved all the attachments, is that what you did?
Yeah, here's all the attachments.
So if you just go to that first one, Department 43,000.
It says Public Works, right?
Yep, so
Got it.
this is the new software from BSNA. So it gives you a breakdown of all the salaries and wages, employee health benefits, para.
Okay.
Do we have a history that goes on that to bring gears up instead of just being,
So we
because we need to have that, otherwise you have no comparison to be able to look at over the past years.
And that'll come later. That'll come with more stuff later. This is just for looking at this coming year stuff.
Well, that's a good way to know how the difference on the increases are, though, is being able to compare them.
So like for wages, the discussion has been a 3.5% raise. from 2025 to 2026. Now that hasn't been approved, that's just been a discussion, and those are the numbers we're plugging in.
It shows on the 2026. Department, there's finance.
Yeah, so we should have, I think last time we did it like 3 years or 4 years that they were up to where we were. So at least we could see that difference.
Yes, I don't have I don't have the budget from 2025. This is just what has been inputted for 2026 in the new BSNA software.
So
Yeah, we can't lose the rest of it. I mean, that's
We're not
important.
losing it. It's just, this is what we have for 2026, the numbers that are being presented for 2026. You will have the rest of that later. This is just to go over the 2026 numbers.
So, back to that.
So can you explain just, you have 2026 department and then 2026 finance, what's the difference?
No different.
So basically, it starts with the department putting together his budget, and then and how they have it set up with BSNA is it goes to like the finance director, and they're supposed to work with the finance director. Well, that's kind of me. We're in this portion where I've looked through it, and we've talked about some things, what should be added or taken out or dropped down in price, and kind of discuss some of that before the next step, which will be council in September, giving the third column there, and then the final column is the final budget for December.
So, wages there, you'll see, myself, there's a vacant, full-time employee, John Huey, Tyler Hink. And then for 2026, I am requesting another full-time employee, and that is to help with the treatment facility and licensing and the current workload. As well as you'll see, 2 groundskeepers at 30 hours a week to help during the mowing season. Now, CI had it in here under a department for 2026, the 28,000. Since then, Jason has said, well, wait a minute, let's not put that in Public Works. Let's put that into seasonal, a whole nother line item, separate from Public Works. So you can kind of see how I do that first column. Jason kind of fine tunes the second column, and as well, you'll see on call. That is the same rate as 2025. We have not changed that. Overtime, I had put in 50 hours per individual. We decided to up that to 75. So that's why you see a little bit of the change there between department and finance. So, employee health benefits. Jason and I were looking at that. Benefits are roughly 20%, Jason?
Yeah.
Health benefits are 20% of wages, roughly. So with an additional employee, we would be paying another set of health benefits. So you'll see that reflected there. Para, that's based on everyone's individual wage. Payroll taxes, of course, that's 7.65% of wages. Para, of course, is 7.5% of wages. And employee benefits is that roughly 20%. That's the first one. Public Works, 43,000.
So, just for giggles.
Yep.
If you go to in the attachment or the memo that Jason sent out is 23 pages long. And if you go to page 12 of 23 in that memo, go back up to budget workshop. Oop, that's not it, that's the agenda. Just a second here. That's not it.
I think it was the first part of, oh, where there's two budget workshops.
This is, it starts out with a memo of, to our City of Orinoco Department and committees. It's 23 pages long. Is one of the first attachments in that
Oh.
memo.
That's the PDW 26 budget workshop. It's the one that came.
Go down to page 12. It's a summary of what we just talked about.
Oh, sure, you can see the 2025
So there you
activity.
can see the 2025 amended budget versus the 2026.
Page 12, where's the page numbers on these things at?
So the 2025 activity, I guess,
That's just where we're at that time, year to date, at that time. So that's obviously changed since then. But you'll see the 2025 amended budget, that's,
so the budget basically went up that one employee from 300,000 to 395,000,
Plus two seasonal,
plus the two seasonal, right?
correct, that's why you're seeing a huge jump in that.
Right, okay.
Yep,
It's from 405 to 523 for all those people. Okay, so it just kind of takes what you did on your earlier sheet and now it just kind of summarizes into this other, so. So going back to your budget footnotes report,
yes, yep,
those totals should have totaled up what you see on page 12, I guess, of the individual categories for those line items.
yeah, you'll see there, 394,000
Mhm.
for salaries and wages, and if you look back at that. That first. Or page 11. I think it was 395.
I'm trying to catch the page numbers. Mine says 1 of 2, 1 of 1.
is it open in like an internet browser?
That's what you're looking at.
Oh, double click it and open it in like an actual browser.
394, 563, 390.
Cause then it should be able to pull up and show
Maybe we'll grab most around, is that the?
the page numbers with it.
Yeah, I think that,
There it is.
that's
Oh,
exactly it.
26 rounded up.
I think that's what we do, Rylan, is
This-
see how those are all rounded numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, is that they just round up
That's the
to.
next one down,
Here,
and that's where you'll need to.
It's a- yeah, I got
So,
it.
yeah, so employee health benefits, you can see what's the total there?
69,
68,
69,000.
Still doesn't do the page numbers.
Yeah,
Oh, where am I missing?
Well, like mine, it opened up in the internet and I've got a thing at the top that says page 12 of 23. I guess it just depends. I don't know how yours is.
Page 15, okay, I see where it's at. Okay, page 12, okay.
Some of those pages you gotta rotate with that little.
Yeah.
Okay,
so yeah, the actual numbers are, we've rounded to the nearest hundred, the nearest thousand, Jason. That's why you see those numbers in that column for 2026 department. They're all rounded off nicely, so.
but when we get to the final, they'll all be.
Yeah, and what you're seeing in the budget footnotes, those are the numbers. They're gonna be more accurate to the, 10 cent penny.
Next sheet,
Next one is
43,001, ice and snow.
ice and snow. It's an easy one.
What's the next one? 43004, which one are you going under?
001, ice and snow removal. So we've got a 3-year contract with our current Jason Ottman. And so with that, we've budgeted 40,000 for snow removal and 25,000 for sanding. We've kept those numbers the same. We haven't increased them. Last year was a good year. The previous year was a nice easy year for snow and ice, so I feel confident leaving those numbers. But
I've been, well,
So
let's say,
I'd say there's. So the 2025 activity, go back to page 13 of 23, you'll see the 2025 year-to-date is 19,000.
yep. So previously before that, for the years prior, we've been about 54,000 for 24 and 23. So,
Total.
40.
Yeah.
42,
so, I mean, we're lowering it. It's so tough. We gotta be able to cover the expenses for the contract, but at the same time, we don't know what, weather's gonna bring. And everything I keep seeing recently in forecasts is showing for a bad winter this year, so. But they said that last year, so
Didn't happen.
I don't know. I don't know who to trust or what to trust when it comes to weather anymore. So,
So there's some fluff, I understand, but
there is some fluff.
it's not much, but just.
and that may be something we can look at, as we get closer to the end of the year by
Yeah.
December. Where are we at? How's the winter, but winter usually starts later and I don't wanna cut it up on the front end
Yeah.
if possible, but
If the end of the year is around 42,000 again or something, I think there's some possibilities, but I agree to wait.
um,
The next account is streets and roads.
Department 43,003. Oh no, that's the electricity one.
Yeah, it's got electricity on the top of
Yep,
it.
and streets, and roads, yep.
Streets and roads, yeah.
Okay, and the miscellaneous. Yeah, we're putting 100 in for Stan Tech for what they come back with, right?
That's just a placeholder for now. I think at the September council meeting, Joe will have the preservation plan.
Sure.
And so with that, that's gonna be a roadmap year by year, what needs to be budgeted and what streets get done, so.
We normally had like, the 50 was what we had last year, wasn't it, that we were playing around with? It wasn't exorbitant at all, and I know we just replaced that one that there is off of Lake Shady. And that was the main repair, was it?
50 or 60, we ended up using about 27.
To date, 2025, we've used about 25,000 with Durst outdoor services. So they did some seal.
30.
About 30. So with that, we've done some street sign replacement, we've done some cold patch that we have in-house. But we've also done some striping, some seal coating, some patching, just miscellaneous jobs that are too big to handle in-house, but relatively small projects. So this year we had 50,000 to work with. We took 25 to 30,000 for repairs, and then Stan Tech is developing this preservation plan, and I think that number was between 10 and 15. Joe was gonna get back to us on that, so there's about $5,000 that's gonna be remaining in the budget for 2025. I planned and I intend to use that remaining funds on some crack filling this year. Seal up the roads before winter, before we get that water and snow and ice, and I think that's money well spent.
Absolutely.
And so that'll be coming here in the months to come after we get the preservation plan and we see what we have left for funds, so. I would like to have that amount of money in the years to come for miscellaneous roadwork projects. Not a huge chip seal project or not an entire roadway like Riverwood Drive, those are gonna be large numbers and large contracts, but doing what we did with Durst this year, where we can just pick apart some of the bad spots and really fix those, and I think we can really see our money go a long way. So I put 50,000 in there. I know it was difficult this year you know, the 25,000 that we spent with Durst, we could have easily spent another 25,000. So I put 50 in there, but it's open for discussion.
So we do have a small cities assistance for transportation, which I think is,
40 something
so it is 40.
for 2026. Yep.
Yeah, so that's part of this, can go into that 100,000,
Correct. That could go towards the
supplement the HUD.
the first year of the preservation plan. Yep. Or it could go into the miscellaneous repairs as well. So
It's meant to be for transportation.
correct, for
We
roadways.
don't want to forget that, not getting
I just,
targeted donated
yep.
revenue, I guess, on the revenue side to streets.
Questions? Should we move forward?
Let's move forward. I mean, this is
Okay.
where we're throwing everything out there, so
Yeah.
once we've got it, and then we can
Yeah, I'm trying
go
to get
further as we go along. But
trying to get the information out
yeah,
there.
I just, personally, I think we need the streets. Okay, I think that's a key area that needs to be done. I mean, that's just my own personal opinion on that one, so.
Yeah.
Do you wanna throw what, another 500,000? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I don't, let's just do 1 million if we're gonna do it that way, okay, and have it done the right way, okay, what the heck?
I'm fine with that.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, I'm just,
It is.
it's reality of
Oh,
what,
absolutely.
of what there is, and, I mean, it's.
cities all around us, when you do street programs, they're doing utilities.
Sure.
They're replacing streets, utilities, sewer, water lines, and we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So it's just strictly the cover on top.
Sure.
Fortunately,
And that cover is huge, and it would wear, for what, 5 years or 10 years that there is for the wear on top, so wear coat?
Typically
So-
between 5 and 10 years.
okay,
But anyway, I'm just, I think that's something that's a critical part of the city, that's all, that's what I'm
The
saying.
preservation plan is gonna be an eye opener for all of us.
Oh, I think it really will, but yeah.
Next budget or next department is tree removal. And I was hoping we could maybe rename that, besides tree removal, maybe tree care.
I would do that.
And that's just a formality, but
Arbor care or something like that, tree care is fine.
something like that.
Yeah.
You know, we've never used that first line item, lawn care reimbursable. Jason and I had some conversation. I would be all for removing that. Jason, comments, thoughts?
Yeah.
I
I mean, it's not much, but I don't know. It's not been used in,
haven't remember even used that since I've been on, so for the past, 5 years, 4 years?
So we did increase 25 to 26. We went from 25,000 to 30,000. The reason for the increase is City Hall, Public Works, we've been fetching a lot of requests from homeowners about trees in the right of way. And they typically we have not taken care of trees within the right of way. Typically, that's the homeowner who maintains up to the pavement, right? Your grass, you maintain up to the pavement, so there are several trees that are on our radar. And if we start thinking that we're gonna take on more of these right of ways and these trees within right of ways, I think there definitely needs to be an increase in budgets.
So most of the ash have been removed already, right? So we've kind of gotten rid of that part of it with the city?
There's a lot of ash trees. We still treat some of the ash trees on the properties, some of the good trees. The ones that were in rough shape, we've removed those.
So I mean, that should bring that part of it down to
Yep.
be more for us to be able to play around with. Yeah, that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So-
we've got a very good working relationship with the Arborist of Rochester. They've helped out a ton.
Mhm.
The way they bill us and their hourly rate, it really benefits us. We can really tag team with one of our guys and their crews, and we can really get a lot done, a lot of bang for our bucks, so.
I agree, and I think John's done a great job, so.
Typically we have those guys come in and they do the climbing and the bucket work. And then our team kind of does the cleanup work, and it's worked really well,
Yeah.
so.
So I was just thinking that we might have some that we can kind of look at the other part of it with the ag being down a little bit more anyway, so.
A lot of this came about because we've had a couple meetings with residences over this summer where we've gone out their property hour plus and talked with them, and the city ordinances don't really provide the best guidance on it, but it's, you know, it is a lot of it's on their property. Yes, the right of ways are typically owned by the residential owner, but we have access, and where does ours lie? You know, where does our responsibility start and end? And, you know, there are a few, I would say, that are potential hazards just for being close to the road. These are things where it would be beneficial for the city just to come in and say, we're gonna take these down. And we have that right to come in and take them down because they are in the right of way. They're not on somebody's property. And we can do that. And I think that's part of why the increase is to be able to go around and say.
I'm just great.
Yeah, and I'm just explaining so everybody's kind of where we're at with that. And it's, you know, we've put in time with doing this and kind of getting a better understanding, and that's where we're coming from to be able to do this to provide a better service for the citizens and just to help overall the city, because some of the trees too look bad and some of them obstruct the roadways. And I know, where's the ones down by Dollar General you're always talking to me about?
Well, there's a couple of them, or one down there. that-
But they, you know, they obstructing entrances and things to help clean those areas up, I think is gonna be a big thing, so.
You guys did a great job over here. Going by the park with what you did last year. I mean, that's really come in nice.
So that stretch of Fifth Street, that is, you know, city property, the park property, but the right of way was just taken over. And so what we did is we maintained that right of way.
Oh, no,
We took it
looks
back
great.
and
Yeah, it looks really
and
nice.
that's, you know, that's what I expect
Nice.
that we would continue to do in certain city-owned areas. And like Jason said, we have the right to work in the right of way, and remove trees and trim trees within the right of way. Not saying we're gonna do it to everyone's property, but the problem ones, you know, the dead trees, the overhanging trees.
Which just reminds me, if you ever get a chance to get over by, on Riverwood Drive, to kind of catch it where you can put the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit sign so people can see it instead of being hidden in the trees, okay, would be nice again.
Sure.
You know, which is where they wanted to put the stop sign, but the rest of us pretty much hidden with that speed limit sign.
So do we need a council action to look, I know we have ordinances need a lot of help outside of our planning and zoning, but do we need a tree ordinance review?
We need an entire
Something that we never
ordinance
do.
review,
Ordinances are another,
yeah.
But
But-
the tree is it's always a point of contact and you found out just from talking it's not very clear, so.
and normal homeowners do not want to spend the money to clean.
No,
it.
they don't.
You know, we need to have clear direction on who is versus personal visits and.
Right, I think defined tree ordinance within right of ways would help.
Yeah, because the more we can fall back on the city staff to go, no, this is not us, this is you, and here's why, and we will come in at these certain times to take care of them. The better off we're gonna be to, you know, one, be able to provide information to the citizens, but then they can also look at this stuff and find it themselves and review it, and it's just gonna create that clear path for us. So where we're not, you know, Kane and I have spent a lot of time talking about this back and forth and
That's what my
going back
concern
and
is.
forth, just, you know, around the office. And it's one of those things where, you know, I can argue both sides of it all day. But at the same time, as a homeowner, I know I wouldn't want to pay for it.
No, that's just what I'm
They're not-
saying. I
they're
mean,
not
they're gonna
cheap.
try every which way that they are to get the state to pay for it, yeah.
And so we've also talked about coming up with,
There's a joint thing that you could,
well, basically going around the town and being able to identify sections like you do with the streets. Okay, what sections are we going to come back? Are there trees in, you know, this neighborhood that we need to do each year and create kind of a maintenance plan
yeah,
for
but
some
if
of
we,
these?
if we look at doing a split cost, you know, as an idea too, that look, you know, we'll do it, but you have to share half the cost of what there is on the right of way.
Sure.
Might be a great idea to do it.
And
And
that's-
it's good for the homeowner and good for us.
Absolutely, that's something we can always offer as a thing where if we don't feel that it's something that needs to be done, but they are adamant that they want it done, but they're not gonna do it themselves. We can offer that service,
I think that might be a great
but,
option that we can put in there.
you know, but we gotta have that in place to be able to do that and staffing and have it written down in ordinance or the fee schedule or however that works, so. It's not a bad idea. I like it. It's just getting all the puzzle pieces to fit together, right?
And it's something that's not citywide, it's just, you know where those areas are and.
Yeah.
And they're trees. It's always gonna be changing. I mean,
So did corner of Second Avenue and Fifth Street? Did that gentleman cut down a lower branch for visibility?
Yeah, I think so. They trimmed it up. It looks very nice.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
It looks very nice. So I don't know if another homeowner said something or what, but it really helps.
Daniel, did you say something?
No, I didn't say anything to him. I saw him doing that, and I was wondering the same thing, especially since we were talking about actually moving the stop sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I looked at it, it was more the stop sign being in the wrong spot than the tree causing visibility issues.
Right.
It does look.
But it looks really nice with the lower limbs
The
trimmed out.
next
So
department here, guys, is the shop department. 43006. Not a lot of changes. I did increase the tools, equipment and supplies. Jason and I have talked about adding iPads for the public works assistants. That could come out of the water and sewer budgets. We've talked about that as well. Instead of coming out of the shop, they're gonna be used for water and sewer. I think that would be appropriate, but
they're gonna have multiple uses, I
Yeah.
mean, too, cause
Yeah, but we just turned around and bought new computers for those guys last year.
Pads.
we did buy, they do have a new laptop.
You know, so I mean, we spent a lot of money on that, and it's like, oh, they're just going to waste then, right? If you're start going from that to a pad, you know.
Well, I've got two computers and a pad.
Well, no, I know that, but and I do too, but
Yeah.
it's on city money, okay, which
Right.
is different, so.
No, the iPads themselves, they're not very expensive. Of course, there is a data plan associated with that.
Absolutely.
And so with that, though, we get a pretty decent rate, we would contract for so much data, so. It's something we wanna look into, and I did put it here in shop, but tell you the truth, it could really be out of the utilities.
when did we purchase computers? 'Cause
Last year, it was last year, first part of, was it this year? It was the first, no, it was last year. We got them last year. Yeah, cause on-site got them and it was all through on-site, so you can check back off of that.
Council members, the $500.
No.
No.
All the workers that there were
Oh,
on
okay.
Public Works got all new computers and it was all through on-site.
We
Which
had
was
it.
done so we can find it real quick when that was, but it was recently.
Yeah, we had a hodgepodge of hand-me-down laptops that were,
It's $13,000.
Is that kind of like their workstation down there?
it is, they've
It's
got
at their
a,
desk, yeah.
they've got a small desk and so. I like the idea of leaving their computer there and they can have this in the truck and,
The nice thing about those is the amount that they can do out in the field with those to be able to input information versus trying to hold a laptop.
No, I'm with you on that. There's no question about that, how effective they are. I mean, but did we make a mistake by spending that money on computers and we should have gone with iPads off of
I
that?
don't think so. I think having their laptops as their desktops is still something they need down there as well. So, and they
Those
can,
work pretty good with the keypad. I mean, I've got, an iPad with the keypad.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do everything you can off of a computer.
depends on the user.
They weren't high-end computers either, were they?
no, they're nothing
$800.
too fancy, I think
Well,
they're,
They're more than that, more than 800, were they? I'm just.
I'd have to.
Well,
look
yeah,
back.
anyway, it's on site. You can check it out.
So a slight increase there with tools, equipment and supplies, but like I said, we could take that back down.
No, just leave it now.
Okay.
We'll go through the rest of it. This is just discussion. That's all that I'm asking about.
We have found some errors within the utilities and we found one last night with the electric bill, so we did upgrade. I don't know if those numbers are in there. They're probably not in this sheet,
It
Ryland.
went from 1,500 to 1,800 for finance, so you went up by 300 off of that.
Yep, so we're
So
So-
question for you, The bottom three RM, building facilities, equipment, vehicles, haven't spent much money year-to-date, 2025 activity. $500, $400, but we've got $2,700, $8,000, $2,800, we got $15,000 there, and we've only spent $1,500 of that.
For R and M buildings,
Yeah.
yep. Yep,
So do you plan to spend more?
well, I do,
Are you trying to look back at 2024 activity?
see, 2024 activity was a little bit higher. You know, we had $6,000 in equipment. Those,
I just,
those are low, for 2025. And maybe that makes sense because we spent more in 2024, so.
2023 is about the same, 6,000.
You know, maybe we could take that 8,000 back to 6,000, you know, maybe
Yeah,
that's
Circle those dates
those
as
numbers.
possibilities. I think we just
Okay.
see how it all plays out.
Yeah. I know, you know, we
I
do
mean,
have,
I'm not saying you shouldn't spend it, but if you're not,
yeah, I know like, R and M vehicles, you know, we've got another vehicle now, so. Equipment, of course, we're gaining equipment, you know, skid loader, attachments and chippers and just,
yeah.
loose miscellaneous tools, so. I know one thing the guys and I have been talking about is putting in a car lift, a hoist in the shop. And doing more of that, some of those mechanical repairs in-house, so. We've been throwing around that idea.
You need certifications for that, or any of that kind of stuff, I guess I haven't.
You just stand on top, right? Hoist, like a click up that you have off of, you know.
Yep, there'd be like a two post is what they're called, so you drive through it and then it raises the vehicle up, so you can work underneath it. It's a thought we've been throwing around for the mowers and some of the equipment that would be nice to get off the ground, and so. Just an idea right now, but we're thinking about it. Anything else in shop you guys wanna talk about?
I wanna touch on that electric thing real quick with the electricity. So it's showing what it is when we get our bill from People's Co-op. And we're going through and we gotta fix a handful of these, I should say, but the bill that's labeled as the shop. It's always just been, okay, that's the shop electric. And that's how it gets coded. It's not the case. The shop one is actually a light somewhere outside or something. So that's what's been getting billed as the shop electric, while the shop electric meter is actually listed as City Hall's address. So that one has been getting billed to City Hall when it should have been getting billed to shop. And there's a whole, we gotta go look at the meters and match up the addresses, and we're gonna have some corrections in the coming months, cause you know, looking back at previous years, it's only been a few $100s for electricity for the shop, which is not accurate at all.
And I think we talked about this last year. I brought this up. I said, well, wait a minute. How can we only be at $100 for the year?
Yeah,
I mean, an electric bill is $100 minimum, it seems like, so.
so we're
Yeah.
looking at the bills, we're about 150 on average with the shop stuff. I think we're at about 1,300 right now is what I've calculated after looking at the bills online for that, so, you know, with a few months left, we're gonna hit that $1,800.
I was looking at that list of meters for,
But it's also
Gold
gonna
Rush
come down
and
off of the
Slides.
city too.
so I
Or
picked
what,
up one of the meters.
Yeah, there's gonna be
So it's
like
gonna all
Thinking
balance
of
back
the
out.
associated
We just gotta figure out
street
which
light.
ones, which meters are attached to which addresses and how they've been getting billed.
Right.
So,
It's just, there's a meter, 100.
You don't wanna have another bill going to Public Works and you have to do
Yeah.
that either, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
That'll
thanks.
be interesting to see how that plays out.
Next department is, what do we got here?
5120.
45,120.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
A couple increases there. I know, talking with the Parks Committee, we wanted to, have some more money for park amenities, benches, tables. I know there's talk of, some workout equipment at Oracle Park, that's associated with the grant, but, We did,
There's a handful of projects that they want to do at the parks over the coming years.
A question on the mowers, because I know we had talked about it a little bit last year off of that stuff. Are we gonna try to hold on to those an extra year that there is behind instead of flipping them that quick? Because you're not having the seasonal that we're beating the daylights out of them, you know, so.
I would caution because just on Monday this week, one of ours went down. And it was,
Saw it sitting over there by the lift station.
yeah, it was sitting on the side of the road for a while, but I would caution that just because that we've got 3 mowers. 3 years seems to be that 500 to 600 hour mark, and I just think they go downhill pretty quick after that. And this one that died on us Monday, I'd like to get rid of that one.
What was wrong with it? Just out of curiosity.
It's got some wiring issues actually, so that's the scary part is whether it be replacing a wiring harness or is it something more.
It's not warranty.
It's not warranted, so.
Is it just
Yeah, I
a
just-
lot of hours then?
It's got a lot of hours on it, you know, last year with the seasonal help. Seemed like one of our mowers was down for quite some time, so then that put a lot of hours on the other 2 mowers. And so right now, 2 of the oldest 2 mowers are very close in hours. And they're a year apart, so
So how's the third one getting fixed?
we got it fixed. We did get
Did
it
you?
fixed, yep. It's not one of those good feelings I get, you know, if it's a mechanical breakdown, we can fix it, we can replace parts, but when it's an intermittent electrical issue, that's when you can't trust it anymore, you know, it's not that trustworthy at that point. And one thing we did find out this year, we joined the Sourcewell purchasing. Sourcewell is it's for municipalities, governments, where you can purchase things at a set price. With that, our new mower, $17,000 for a new mower. I know it seems like a lot, but the discount we get is right around $7,000. So if we were gonna go buy that mower, one of us personally, you know, you're looking at 24,000.
So does Hilltop honor that? government price?
Hilltop does have to honor that because we are a Sourcewell member now, so I learned that through some of the other cities
We're a
that
member.
we
He's
are.
not. We are.
We are a member, but he has to honor that, so. So it's a heck of a savings, but it's still a large price tag. You know, 17
I'm just asking, you know, because it was discussion that we had last year.
You know, it's taken a long time to get to this point of 3 mowers and then the rotation schedule. You know, in the beginning, it was 1 mower. And we would use and abuse that thing and try to get 4 or 5 years out of it. And it just wasn't working. Breakdowns after breakdowns, and then got 2 mowers. Oh, this is great, this is awesome, and that kind of divided the use. But now we're at that 3-year mark with 3 mowers and so I would like to keep going. It's taken me a long time to get here, and I would love to see that
So
rotation.
it's a question whether or not we trade it in for the new mower or we sell it outright.
So I would like to, and then for September's council meeting, I want to come with a proposal to the council. We can trade it in for X amount, or we can do what we've done in the past and do a sealed bid or take bids.
And it's worked out okay with the bids, hasn't it?
It has,
1 year.
Well, yeah, well, we did it 2 years. Somebody,
Yep.
it's been 2 years we did that. so.
yep, the first year we got essentially what we were gonna get for trade-in. And then, I think we had 2 bids the first year, and this last year, we only had 1 bid last year.
And that was above the minimum, because then we had a minimum on that one
Yep.
too, so.
Yep, we did have a minimum or what Hilltop would have offered us on trade-in.
Okay.
Those large mowers are a tough unit because they're too big for your personal use. Yeah, it's a narrow market for those large mowers.
Okay,
So the 136,000 for recreational, I think council would be good if you could break that down.
The 136 is for the Riverwood Hills paving.
Oh, is that, okay,
That's what that 136 is.
all
Oh,
three,
where are we at on this one?
to complete all of them, I should say.
Where am I missing on that? I didn't
Go.
see that 136. I only got one page.
Bottom. On page,
Recreational activities is what I have. I just have page 1 of 1 is all I've got on that.
So under,
36,000,
I don't have that.
under 2026 department column, page
I've got,
17 of 23.
I'm at 45-120 Parks and Rec. Are we on a different one now?
Well, he's looking at the packet that was provided during Kane's presentation last.
Oh,
time.
okay. I didn't go back to that one. I was just looking at the one that you sent, so.
maybe I should,
Yeah, go to
I can get to.
that. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's all. That's what I was.
that recreational activities, that 136, that is going to be that's the CIP stuff. I think is what we pulled from that.
We put it, I think initially, Jason, it was put into the department here.
Yeah,
And that was for the trail improvements at Riverwood Hills
yeah.
and at Orinoco Park.
So that's been removed from that because that's gonna be CIP stuff, like I said, and we'll
Okay.
talk about that.
Instead of putting it under the 100 budget, we'll,
Does come out of it.
yep, that does come out of there.
I sure hope we can do that. I've been trying since 2015 to get those paths paved.
Oh, I got a question for you too. Rylan, I was just going and just kind of hit me. Are we gonna have any luck with putting the fencing up along the lake? Was that supposed to be done this year?
I got a call,
For
called
DOT?
Heather today. It's supposed to be done by end of October, so I'm anxious to see if it's in their schedule.
Oh, that's
It's a
great.
private contractor.
I've been working with MinDOT, one of their supervisors. They've been out maintaining the line where they're gonna be putting the fence.
Oh,
So they've been getting access to and from
Oh,
the
great.
frontage
Saw
road.
them out there the other day doing a
Yep.
bunch of stuff.
So I hear,
Excellent.
I hear it's gearing up. There's a lot of activity coming on here, so within the next month or two, we should see completion.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, we may
usually-
save a few deer this year and a lot of cars that there are going up.
There's about 3 trucks of them out there working on stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. They're clearing a lot of trees and mowing and making way for that fence,
I
so
hear that.
Great.
progress,
Super.
yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's see. That about does it.
Yeah,
Do you guys have questions on any department, any line item?
I think that it's gonna be more as we put all this together, that we're gonna have more as questions as we go through, because this is just a partial,
Go over to
you know,
community
so.
center.
Oh, is community center in there? I'm sorry.
Did I miss something?
Community center.
Public Works General Maintenance, Community Center, okay, you're right, okay.
So community center supplies, we kept the same, electricity, we kept the same, heating. Jason, go for it.
I'll be honest, this year I've kind of held Kane back on a lot of stuff with this because, I've been looking at our budget, making sure that we've got money in other departments to spend on. And so there's a lot of things when it comes to, and then luckily we did because we got hit with, the hail and having to repair roof and all this other stuff. That's not in here yet. So there's still a lot of things that I think, need to be done, which is why the budget was kind of kept the same. Just to help maintain the facility. So,
We do want to do some improvements within the building. The file room downstairs could use some upgrades, some lighting, some of the doorways, some of the doors are old wooden doors. We've talked about having security, badging in and whatnot, and some new technology there. So we're getting a new roof, that's coming, but the inside of this place could use some upgrades. And so we've decided to keep that 36,000 in there. Is that what it is, Jason?
yeah.
So
Did we put some chairs in?
I would like to replace like all of this.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I think comes with it. And like I said, you know, we talked about the security updates and there's some other, you know, some other things. And like I'm sure you guys have seen the cameras. These are on test. These aren't, we haven't paid for these. We don't have to pay anything. They're just being tested right now. But they're gonna come with a cost. And I've been working with the company to try to figure that out, get the breakdown for that.
But my question, is there a way you could do those on the outside of the building
We
instead
got
of?
one on the outside. We're gonna have some on the
Okay,
inside.
because I was thinking, I mean, it'd be better to have it out there where you can kind of catch.
Well, I've got a whole plan. I just got to test 2 cameras.
Oh, okay. No, I just,
So
you know, I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's to see what the system's like and how they're, cause it's all online, cloud-based stuff. And so it's a really awesome system. I really like it. And this company is used by Zumbrota, Pine Island,
Onamingo.
Onamingo. Yeah, there's a handful of cities around here that use the same company for their stuff.
And we can grow from this initial platform, we can grow, so we can do something with the treatment facility or a park or a fire department, the shop, we can add to it, so. But we gotta get that platform first, so we gotta start
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere.
and I did see those right away of what was
Yeah.
going on off of that stuff, but. No, it was my comment to have it in some other locations, and yeah. so-
No, absolutely.
So I know, the roof it's scheduled to get replaced, not this Friday, but the following Friday.
How long is it gonna take?
I believe it's the 5th. Friday is the 5th.
No, how long is it?
So what we did with the cupola is we were gonna take it down, we were gonna remove it. Then we started looking into the pricing of removing it, and turns out the best course of action is a little bit of repair.
Mhm.
So we got in touch with a local contractor, and they were able to remove the old rotten woods, the pieces, and they put in some new pieces, wrapped it all in some steel coil, and sealed it up. I think it's gonna buy us 10, 20 years.
All stay or all.
Yep, different from the Allcraft, the shingle.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't covered under the insurance, so we did pay out of pocket, but I think it'll buy us 20 more years.
Well, no, and I like it up there. I mean, it kind
Yeah.
of has, it's classy, you know, so.
I've got another guy, a painter, who's going to look at painting it for us as well, so. But yeah, we're gonna try to keep this building going for a few years anyway. Obviously, we'd all like to see a new facility someday, but until then, we do need to maintain and be responsible to this building, and so. Any other questions I can?
No, I think this is the right way to do it. Let's just lay it out there and then we'll go through and take a look at everything, so. Cause otherwise trying to make adjustments piecemeal.
No, and that's why
You-
this
you
is,
got it.
we're here to get some recommendations. We can kind of look at things, because then the next step is once we kind of go through each department is to have a quick, you know, not quick, but have a meeting before the council meeting to go, all right, here's the total, here's what we're looking at. Let's make some adjustments, because I don't want it to drag out in September and then same way in December, like, you know, it would be ideal to get our budget squared away in September if we can, and so that way we're good to go. But yeah, so we're getting all this stuff as we can.
So, yeah, I like it before December, so I don't have to worry about bringing something to sit on because I won't have anything left by the time I sit down, you know, so.
Yeah.
If it gets that long, we'll just have to stand up.
I'm just talking about getting chewed out, so with that.
So what's on plan for tomorrow night?
Well, it was this, I wasn't sure how long.
Oh,
these were
okay, so
gonna
we
be.
got it all done then.
Yeah, so we kind of pushed through this.
Okay,
I've
great.
got a few things, but I don't really have anything ready yet. I've emailed Dan, I haven't got anything back. I don't know if you want to reach out to him. I haven't.
I know he was on vacation,
Yeah,
okay,
so,
and so I've talked to Johan. And Johan's trying to get a hold of him also, and so it's on the top of the list, okay, so just so you know that. all right?
I haven't heard a word, so I wasn't sure. I was gonna send out an email today, but I got busy with all this. Try to follow up, but
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you get a chance, could I get a copy of that expenditure revenue report that you had? I didn't get that when, with the last, you were gonna send it out
did I
after.
get it emailed out? I thought Rachel.
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah. I'll
So-
get that emailed out in the morning.
If you could do that, that'd be
Sure.
great, because that will kind of help with all this stuff, being able to put it together, so.
Yeah. No, that's fine,
So
yeah.
you'll let us know if we meet tomorrow night then?
But we're not gonna meet tomorrow night.
Is that-
Yeah, we went
We're
through
not gonna meet
everything
tomorrow.
today. We'll pull tomorrow's, that's
Oh,
fine.
I'm just, it's on the calendar, that's why I want to.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
that's fine. I put all the dates on there because no decision was really made. We need to have dates out there.
Yeah, that's what I figured you were doing on
And it's
that.
like, let's just throw these out here to get them there, and then if we use them, we use them. If we don't, we can pull them
Yeah.
and
So
cancel
the
them.
third and fourth are unknown too then.
No, we will have stuff for that.
Yeah.
I've got my stuff and then fire, and then there should have been one more date for the kind of the final of, we're gonna go through
Right,
everything.
yeah,
I just want to make sure because I was
Yeah.
gonna go to the Gold Rush meeting on the fourth, but I won't. It'd be great if we're having a workshop.
Yeah, we're gonna have the rest of them, so.
out of curiosity, did things look good for
Was that?
Gold Rush? Were there good numbers? or-
Yeah, it's good. I haven't seen any numbers, but we had 100 more lots than what we had last year.
Mhm.
We had 376, at least 376 lots we sold, so
That's great.
it was good.
Daniel, do you have any, oh, and he dropped off.
And he said, okay, that's it,
So
done.
I got one thing, you guys, and maybe Jason, you know this, is there a date when we know what the state, I know there's the LGA, the Small Cities Assistance. I mean, is there a date when all that stuff is published, or is it already,
It's already out there.
It's already out there,
got
okay.
it.
So we know what we're getting in.
Yep.
The only thing we don't know is what we're levying from the county.
Yeah, and right now, what I'm trying to do too is I'm trying to go through the revenue side and see where we're at. Cause the other problem is some of these coding things were done. They were weird. So we're working on fixing things in the revenue side to make sure we're, hopefully lining up with what we were actually bringing in to get a better picture. So again, we can get all that. That's gonna get us the appropriate levy.
Sure.
I'm gonna be honest, it's high right now. It's higher than it was last year. But I think with the projects and things going on, like, it's kind of to be expected. So it's just a matter of, we have all this stuff out here. We know that we've got these projects. We need to be able to come together as a staff and council and go, hey, this is where this is going. This is why we're doing this. Here's our plan. And trust the process. We're not gonna take it all off in one big bite, but there's gonna be some growth as we gotta cover some of these projects that the people are asking for. It's not just us as staff or council. This is coming from the committees. This is coming from the citizens. So this is something that the people are asking for. We gotta kind of follow through with that. So.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is the people that ask for it don't realize that. Well, it's not free, it's like.
Oh, no, we've had this discussion there. They know it's gonna cost. And anytime somebody asks me, I let them know it.
Yeah, no, that's,
It's
and
gonna
again,
cost.
that's just normal how things go, that everybody wants to have something.
Yeah. But we've got to build up to that.
Thanks for everybody's
collection,
time.
so.
Thank you.
7 o'clock on the dot, I like it, man.